Well, day one of SHOT Show 2024 is now complete. I am back in my hotel room because, well, I dropped the ball and didn't record an intro, outro, anything like that at the show. Got a few interviews though. I'd like to have gotten more, but you know, I'll do better. Or I'll try to do better. I'll try and do better for the rest of the show. But I got, I think it's like 5 interviews for you, and some stuff that listeners were wondering about. So yeah, just editing up right now, which you're gonna watch right away here, and I'll probably come back afterwards and talk a little bit more about my experience at my first day at SHOT Show, and possibly some stuff to come. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see when I record that. Anyways, enjoy day one of SHOT Show. Hey, so I'm here at the Benelli booth, and I got Brett, who's going to give us the rundown on the redesign of the Benelli M2.
Sure. So this is the new Benelli M2. We launched this last year. It has been incredibly well received by the marketplace, far exceeding even our expectations. So what we did on this is we started with the easy locking bolt system. We incorporated that into it. That was first launched in 2012 on the Ethos, then later on the Super Black Eagle 3, and then last year we rolled it down to both the M2 as well as the new Montefeltro redesign. So the bolt will never come out of battery.
Oh, so the bounce back is not an issue anymore?
No.
Okay, cool.
That has been solved by the engineers. We also put in a 2-piece shell latch, so a lot easier to load those additional shells, especially in the cold out in the field. And then we redesigned the stock and the forend. So what we, obviously you'll notice, is the ComfortTech system that had been on the old M2 has been removed. And that was honestly done to allow us to decrease the price for consumers, to provide really the ideal entry-level Benelli shotgun into the waterfowl upland hunting world.
Okay, yeah, I know. I'm a fan of the ComfortTech. How's the felt recoil compared to the ComfortTech? Has it really changed much?
You'll feel more, but it's not disruptive enough where you won't want to shoot the gun. And again, what we've found based on conversations with consumers and then with sales over the last year is that it's not dissuading people from purchasing the firearm, getting back into the M2 line.
Right.
And then you'll also notice the new contours and aesthetics on the forend, which, I'll be honest, it looks a little strange when you first see it, yeah. But the ergonomics, the comfort on it are phenomenal. It's an incredibly comfortable gun to shoot, and those forend ergonomics play a big role in that. Okay.
Now, one big question I have is the port cut.
Is the what?
The cut on the loading port.
Yes, sure.
To me, it looked like, I'm a 3-gunner, so to me that looks backwards on what it would be. What was the reasoning for scalping that the way it is?
That was it was a design from R&D to allow for easier loading from the back end, from the sides when you're in the field working with gloves.
Okay, so yeah, for in the field with gloves. Okay, cool. Now, big question. I know, like, obviously you said that this was well received,
yes.
And I noticed on the rack you still have the 3-gun version. Is it still possible to get the older M2 style for like your action shooter?
In certain models, the 3-gun is still available, as well as the old legacy M2 tactical guns.
Okay, excellent. Well, that looks great. You know, I felt it, that the ergonomics, yeah, that forend feels really good. Yeah.
It does throw you a little bit when you first see it on the shelf, but you know, it's never a bad thing to have an eye catcher, right?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Absolutely, thank you.
So I got Hammer here at the Keltec booth, and he's got the Gen 3 Sub 2000. He's going to tell us all the changes and how it compares to the Gen 2.
So, as you're all aware, in the Gen 2, there was always a big gripe that you could fold it, but never with optics. So that was the thing that we wanted to remedy in 2024. So, just like in all the other ones, pull down the trigger guard. Once you get it to the bottom, it will break up just like always. But now, it will rotate and lock into your M-lock slot on the side. So now you can see folder with optics, flashlight, hand stop kit, everything on there. So one of the cool features, push down on the buffer tube, swings back, locks right back in, has still your half 28 threaded barrel, full length picks on top, M-locks on the sides, But new for the Gen 3 also is an aluminum trigger with an upgraded spring kit as well from the factory. So it's much better trigger pull right out of the box than you've ever had before. Also, we've molded in a shell deflector, lighten the operating system, and do an oversized charging handle also, so you get a lot better purchase on it, easier to rack, a lot easier to cycle. And we have one of the little jelly donut buffers in the back too, so a little easier on cycling, and still your 3-position adjustable stock. So.
Oh, nice. Now I know I've already seen discussion on this. Is someone going to be able to modify their Gen 2 to make it a Gen 3?
We're not doing a retrofit at the time. So you'll have to probably sell your Gen 2, buy a Gen 3, or just keep buying Gens. But
okay, and what's that retail for?
MSRP is right at about 500. We started shipping these in January. We already got, I believe, 2,500 of them out since the start of the year. So they're out there in the streets now. So keep an eye out for it. Okay, any timeline for Canada? That I don't know. I know we've made them already because I have them in my office. So I have a California one, and I have Canada and California compliant models. So
okay, so soon then.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much, Hammer.
Thank you very much, man.
Okay, and I'm here with Xavier with Ergo grips, and they got some new stuff that they're working with, and figured get him to tell you all about it.
All right, so yeah, we have a couple new options. We have a vertical grip that is in nylon 12. We released it last year. We've made some updates. We have an option for a plug that is actually threaded on the bottom, so you can put batteries in there without worrying of the plug falling out, nothing like that. We also released on the same line 4 new vertical grips in 2 different sizes. So we have a long one and a stumpy one on M-LOK and Picatinny. But it's the same general design as our actual grip, the 4022. But it's a little bit shorter. It has a really nice hand feel. It's also nylon 12. It also has the plug option, so it'll fit 1 CR, 123. I know most of you that's the big one you're running, but we're big fans of it. We released it in mainly Picatinny and M-LOK right now. No other options. I know Keymod is still around, but we're not going to support it on this run.
Yeah, fair enough. And I held it, that vertical, that 0 degree, that is really interesting. That's an interesting feel to it. I imagine your PRS guys are loving that.
Yeah, so a lot of the PRS guys are running it. We've gotten a lot of people running it on 10.5 builds and shorter as well, just because, you know, your elbow's not going to flare out as much. You can kind of grip it. You can kind of ride up on it. So for the shorter builds, we have a 17 degree as well that a lot of guys run, but some of them are switching to this. We do a full version of our regular grip with a full palm swell and everything in a 0 degree, but our company is owned by a woman shooter, so she wanted an option for people with smaller hands or maybe just a little bit different for, you know, anyone that needs it. So that's why we kind of went with this option. Some people like it, you know, it's got its own feel. So you really got to test them out. That's why we do so many grips. You know, there should be one for everyone.
Oh, options are always good. And it's also got these cutouts, like those are for O-rings, right?
Yeah, so we do have the option for O-rings. The regular grip does come with the O-rings. The same option is on the vertical grip. These don't come with any, but you can always add them on. It just adds a little bit more indexing. So mainly for the people doing PRS, a little bit of the CQB. Really for your middle finger, you can index really well on it and just make sure you're getting in the same spot. Even with them off, it still offers that indexing.
Okay, awesome. So it's more of a locating thing. Do you find, like, how about hand sweating with the nylon? Like the rubberized grip is really good for, you still got your strong grip when you're hand sweat. What about with this nylon 12?
Yeah, so where we're at in New Mexico, we get swings all the way up to 105 down to -10. So we're really in a good position to judge most of the country. So obviously, you know, a lot of hand sweating. It's not going to be as good as our rubberized grip,
right?
But I haven't noticed a major issue. We do sell a sleeve that was originally meant for suppressors, but a lot of people have put them over Glock frames, over regular A2 grips,
Really?
And that can also go over here, and that adds a lot of rubber feel to it because it's made out of, it's a rubber sleeve. So it's the same material as our regular grips, just in a sleeve form.
Oh, cool. There you go. And ingenuity.
Exactly, yeah. Kind of accidental ingenuity.
Yeah.
Meant to make a suppressor sleeve, kind of made a rubberized, grip sleeve, yeah.
Nice. Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to show that.
Oh, of course, yeah. And come by our booth if you're here at SHOT Show, if this comes out before SHOT Show ends.
I'll try and get it edited to do a multi-day post.
Yeah, but our booth number is 14627. Also, ergogrips.net, and you can find everything I'm talking about here.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
And I'm here at the Axil booth with Tyler, and Tyler is going to show us their new X-core in-ear electronic ear pro.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle. Thanks for having me. So, the X-core is our latest and greatest device. It's a really unique device. There's nothing like this on the market. So it's one of a kind. So this thing does 4 things really well. First is it's a digital earbud. So it has a true digital sound quality, gives you greater availability to hear outside ambient noise and speech. In addition, it gives you full protection over 85 decibels, which is unique. And then lastly, it functions like a Apple AirPod would. It is a full audio device for streaming and Bluetooth connectivity.
Right.
So 12-hour battery life, 2 additional charges in the case.
Okay.
So you get 36 hours of total runtime.
What's the battery rundown on the case? Like, is it like after if you leave that sitting for like 2 weeks, is your battery rundown where?
No. So what's cool about lithium ion is there is a shelf life guarantee essentially that you get out of it. So you're going to maintain 100% of the battery life over about the first year. After the first year, you start to see attrition around 10% a year.
Okay.
And depending on usage, that can increase, but most of the time, around 2 years, you're still going to have about 80% of your battery.
Okay. Wow. And yeah, we were just talking before videoing, and you were explaining the difference between the analog and the digital driver, and how the digital gives you that what would you say, spatial awareness or directionality?
Yeah.
Of where the sound's coming from.
Yep, so in our GSX, which a lot of people have, you get an analog speaker system. And what that's going to do is going to give you crystal clear, like radio, old school stereo radio sound quality. The difference between analog and digital would be like plug-in internet, so you get that direct noise, which is analog, and then cloud, which would be digital. Our digital circuit has a chip, so you can hear 360 environment for spatial awareness and localizing sounds threats, so you can keep your spatial awareness. And then it has a directional mic, so you can actually hear speech right in front of you, which is freaking phenomenal.
Right. What about how well they stick in the ear? Because I know the GSXs, I shoot those, and it's nice with the hoop because it stays in the ear, and with earbuds, it's always a pain in the butt. You start running around or doing something or even start sweating, and it wants to fall out.
Exactly. Yeah, you just touched on a few highlights of why we actually designed this product. So first and foremost, that starts right here in the case. Magnetic induction, it will not fall out. Okay. Whereas some of our competitors, one of the common complaints is that they lose them whether it's in the case or in the ear. Secondarily, if you look at the design on the actual unit, this has been designed to actually replicate the concha of the ear.
Okay.
And this is designed to actually be like a canal lock on a hearing aid. So a deep insertion into the actual ear canal, and then by rocking it into the concha, it securely fits it using your own anatomy. So we specifically designed this for the end user in mind, like guys like you and I that are going to the gym, mowing the lawn, active, running and gunning, and using this for a one-and-all solution.
Okay. What about different ear sizes? Like, I imagine not every concha of the ear is the same.
Correct. So anatomy can play a factor into it, and so I would recommend at least getting your hands on one to look. If you have a smaller ear size, the GSX is more up your alley because of the cabling.
Yeah. So it's not one of those things where it works for everybody. If you're on either end of the spectrum, it may not.
Yeah. 90% of the world can utilize this.
Is there any I guess
dome and
plans? Okay. Is there any plans to like maybe make different sizes for those anomalies, or they're just so extreme? Have you heard from anybody who's like, I can't wear this?
We've had a really good success rate. So Market Track's data released a study about fit is the #1 complaint with an earbud because they fall out.
Yeah.
And that is no different across the board, whether you're Axil or Apple. The reality is anatomy plays a huge part in that. Hearing and ears are individualistic, like a fingerprint, right?
Right.
And so the reality is I would say, try it on. If it doesn't work for you, then you probably need to find a custom solution, and that's why custom molds are available.
Okay. What? I guess last question. Retail. What's the retail on those?
So these MSRP for $199.
Okay.
And you can find them generally on sale with Matt for about $129.
Okay.
So we have two models available: a digital, which is non-Bluetooth, and then a Bluetooth model.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
I'm here at the Smith & Wesson booth, and Dave is going to show us some of the new stuff they got going on, starting with the Response.
Yeah, so we have a Response 9mm carbine. We just launched this back in October. It's got a 16.5-inch barrel, obviously chambered at 9mm. It comes with a 23-round magazine. And what's unique about this offering is we have our Flex Mag system. So essentially this mag well is replaceable. And we have different variants that are compatible with different manufacturers. So obviously we have our M&P Flex Mag that's compatible with all double stack 9mm magazines. We also have a G17 and G19 compatible Flex Mag. And we recently just launched a P320 Flex Mag. So it's a great platform for those looking to use this with variants of magazines out there. It's fully polymer, and it has compatibility with AR furniture, so it's great for accessorizing aftermarket parts. So
awesome.
Exciting.
Awesome, and that grip, that was aggressive.
Yep. Comes with the M&P grip, and you have your replaceable palm swells there, so you got smaller hands, you can transfer it to a small back strap. We have small, medium, and large. So.
Okay, and what's the MSRP on that?
MSRP is $799.
$70.99. Any plans to send that to Canada?
I can't say. I'm not privy to that information, but we do have this available, obviously, in the U.S. As far as carbines that could possibly be available in Canada, we have a 18-inch barrel, 18.6-inch barrel FPC, which is our folding carbine, also chambered at 9mm.
Right. Yeah, that's folding goes to the side.
Side fold, correct.
Yeah, and then the mag. Here, I'll just grab it here. And the mag goes right into the grip. And
yep, right into the grip there. So this is our FPC. This one's real fun to shoot, real smooth. Folds sideways, which is great if you got a optic mounted on it. You know, got to dismount that. You can keep your zero, which is great. What ships with this is our 16-round magazines, but you could also run extended mags in here as well for 9mm.
Right, and then and then your charge, side
here.
charge,
yep.
Nice.
Comes threaded, which is great if you want to run a suppressor on it. And there's actually, you can house magazines back here in the buttstock. 2 magazines there, so.
Okay, yep. Awesome. One question I have, and with the polymer, have you guys been seeing much for wear on them?
They're pretty durable. I mean, we've done our testing on them. Me personally, when we're at events or on the range, you know, we're putting hundreds of rounds through them, you know, when we're filming or doing stuff like that. So, so far, very durable in my opinion, and great price points too.
Okay, awesome. And while we get to the one that's probably your guys' hot point for the show, I think, the 1895 lever.
That's true. We got the 1854 lever action here.
Sorry, 1854.
It's okay. Yeah, so we got the 1854 lever actions, the first for Smith & Wesson. We have 2 models. So the one I'm holding here is our synthetic stainless steel version. More modern features on here. Both have 19.25-inch barrels, 1 in 20 twist. Comes with a Picatinny rail here. Let me start first. Chambered in 44 mag, 9+1 capacity.
Okay.
For both models.
Nice.
This version here has M-lock capability on the forend at 3, 6, and 9 here. And what's nice about it is these M-lock slots are actually flattened here, so your accessories won't be rocking, your lights, lasers, or anything like that. It'll stay flush, nice and flush. And if you're hunting, it actually gives you a flat bottom here if you want to rest it on your blind or a stand or anything. So that's a nice feature there. You got your side loading gate, side ejection, large loop lever, and it also comes with a flat face trigger, which is more modernized for lever actions here. Yeah, this is great. So this is our 1854 model, and the MSRP on that is $1279. And we also have this version, which is our high-grade walnut. This is the 1854 limited edition. Same feature set, essentially, as the 1854 stainless steel. However, you have your high-grade walnut stock and fore-end, obviously not M-LOK compatible, but then we also have a nice PVD satin finish on the barrel and the action. So this is a limited edition. So MSRP is a little higher at $34.99, and we're only making 1,854 units. So it's definitely collectible.
Okay. Nice.
Absolutely. So great guns, new offering for Smith & Wesson. Not only great for hunting, but a little piece of history if you want to pick one up.
Right. I noticed they both have threaded barrels.
Both have threaded barrels,
Yep.
correct? Yep.
Yep. And I know I
24.
tried one out on the floor there, and that trigger's pretty nice, and I love the location of that safety.
Cross-bolt safety, yep.
Yeah, and it's so nice to operate.
Nice and easy, yep.
Yep.
Easily accessible.
A little heavier than I was expecting, but I mean, heavy gun, it's fine.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously, you know, with the more classic design, it feels good though. You know, even though it's a little heavier, it feels good, especially when you're out hunting. You know, 44 mag, it's a hard-hitting round, so it's a good design.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, absolutely. Well, thank you, Dave.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, Kyle.
Thanks. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that coverage from day one. As I said in the intro, I know I should have gotten more, but hopefully there was some interesting stuff. I know there was some interesting stuff. I saw some interesting stuff today, and I do have lined up a couple interviews. So Apex Optics came out with some new stuff and some stuff that I'm pretty excited about. That interview is happening Thursday. As well, I'm going to be talking on Thursday with Korth Group, and that's their last day at the show, so I'm going to be talking with them on Thursday about what they've seen, what they're excited about, maybe some stuff that they're thinking about bringing into Canada. But as always, thank you for watching. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the coverage from day one. My feet are not happy, but I'll change up my footwear for tomorrow, and yeah, it's tiring, but it's fun. It's great to be able to do this. So until tomorrow, day 2. Have a good night.